Hello everybody, it's me, TONIK TZW, and we're here with a video that's again been sat on the hard drive waiting for upload in the Tier 5 Russian cruiser, the Gorky. I finished this grind a little while ago now, and I thought I'd take some time to get some of the replays up on the channel. We're here on Haven. It is capture the base. And one of the things that you'll notice is straight off the start, I'm out on a flank. We've got a carrier game, and that means we've got the weak flank. And the weak flank is never a good space to be. But I've got a kamikaze there with me, and most kamikaze players that I see are actually very good. This one, not so much, because he's going to do what I think is the classic destroyer move of an inexperienced player of get detected, pop me smoke, sit in it and die. But we've got all that to come, so we'll let that unfold in front of our eyes. Now I know that red team do like to push down from the north and use that island as cover to screen, so I'm pushing out to try and get a view around that corner, and if I see a strong push then I'm likely to turn away. I've got AP loaded at the moment. I generally load HA on cruisers, get those fires started at the beginning and get damage ticking on ships, and then switch to AP. And I'm expecting a sort of cruiser to come rushing out here, but I'm going to be wrong. It is the T-22. Now, not to waste a salvo, we pull the trigger on that and we switch straight high explosive. You'll see that our cami does exactly what I was talking about. He gets spotted, pops his smoke, backs up into that smoke screen. Now, I can be seen by the T-22, but I can't see the T-22. The cami is popping his torps out there. I don't know what he's hoping to achieve, but I decide to run my sonar, go bow in. And this T-22 is going to do exactly what I would do. I would come up to that smoke screen, I would put torpedoes through it to restrict the movement of the ship that's hiding in it, and then I would run him down in the smoke and gun him. Now, he's not got a camo on, the T-22, so I'm guessing he's grinding this ship. The kamikaze does try to get some more torpedoes and guns on, but it's way too late, and he eats torpedoes from the T-22. The best thing for him to do there would have been to back out of that smoke screen and let me push in and to get the T-22 detected. Give him a bigger, juicier target to come after rather than the destroyer. And that leaves me pretty much alone out on this flank, apart from that battleship, which I think is about 14-15 k's away, something like that. Now, the T-22 is going to make a mistake here, because if I was him, I would have used that smoke screen to drop detection and gone around the back of the islands. Gun sight is playing up, but T-22 decides that he wants to have a piece of me as well. I'm going bow in because I know that he's likely had a chance to reload his torpedoes. We're going to slap him off the map. Here come the torpedoes, and we soak one on the bow, and as far as I can see, that's it for red team across here. Blue team, on the other hand, are all migrating to the left side of the map, because that's where the carrier is giving them cover. We see the caster, who is pretty much on our cap. We're going to try pop some shots off at him and hope that everybody realizes that barely 4 minutes into the game, red team are right on top of our capture point. I see the Pensacola pushing down as well. There's an Ioba, and I'm kind of broadside at the moment. I'm spotted by the Pensacola's plane, so I'm going to turn into this guy. And we are going to let this guy lift up his skirts and show us his sweet spot, and then we are going to give it a little bit of a tickle. And he's going to end up very, very wet. The reason being that he's going to be underneath the sea heading for Davy Jones' locker. He initially goes bow into me, which would have been the smart move, but he seems adamant to get all his guns on. And we give his citadel a tickle with a salvo of AP while we back out and draw him in. Because if he decides to pull through, we have got torpedoes available and he doesn't. So we're going to try and stay angled, back out of this confrontation, and we're going to let this guy make the mistakes. Because he's bow in, we're going to go for a superstructure shot. I'm keeping an eye on the Aoba and the battleship that's across there because I don't want them getting a shot across the top at me. Gun sight is playing up again. Battleship takes a shot, but we slap the Pensacola for another double citadel, and he is gone. And now I definitely think the way is open for me to push this flank. The battleship has pushed up a little bit, but I think the only reason he's done that is because there's a red team destroyer sat in the middle of our capture point, and he doesn't want to be anywhere near the torpedoes from that. There is the Bayern and the Aoba pushing down hard as well. The rest of the team seem content behind their islands, waiting for red team to push through and then trying to get a flanking shot on them. At least I think that's what they're doing. Then obviously not just hiding behind rocks and letting somebody else do the work. But we get a shot across at the Aoba. We don't really do a lot there. So I decide if red team are pushing through the centre for our cap, then I am going to push this flank for their cap because everybody else is kind of being held on that left flank, and I decide that if anybody's going to make a decision or a positive move in this game, it's going to be me. Red team are at a disadvantage. They have lost more ships than we do. We do have a points lead, so all I need is for those guys to put up a defence. As you can see, I've bumped into this Duker, and from the colour of the shells that he is firing at me, which is that kind of funny orangey red, I know he is firing sap shells at me, which are a mix between high explosive and armour piercing. SAP, SAP stands for semi-armour piercing. I am at a huge disadvantage in the realms of hit points. I've kind of tried to bring it even, but one good salvo from him and I am off to Davy Jones's locker myself. But he himself is going to get a 3-finger blast because I've got sonar running for his torpedoes. He obviously didn't have the same for me, and he sailed straight into them. That's kill number 3 on the board. So I've accounted for a third of the enemy team, and we've now got their carrier in sight. The rest of the team have managed to hold the cap. Red team overextended. We start with one citadel. This guy hasn't got planes anywhere near me. He has got a destroyer pushing him as well. We get a triple citadel as well. We bring all the guns around. Bang, bang, bang. And this is going to be the end of it. Quadruple citadel, high caliber, 91,000 damage, 4 kills, and unsurprisingly, top of the board on that one. Was it hard to do that? Well, it was looking dodgy at times. But I'd like to thank you all for watching. If you haven't done already, please do hit the like and subscribe button. And here on the tiles, you can see a couple of links to some other videos. Please do click on one of those and hang around and watch something else. Until next time, take care and goodbye.